Hey guys, welcome back to the layout. Today I've got a really quick layout update for you. I've been pretty sick the last couple of days, so I didn't get around to making this video until now, but I've been working on this locomotive storage area, kind of the locomotive facility area. Before I only had the 4 stalls, and pretty well, I had a C424 in each of these stalls. This track wasn't existing. In my programming track, I had my FAB unit, and in the FAR track, I had both my S2 and my RS3. And that was fine, but I didn't have room for, repair in place or fuel or anything like that. Everything was always kind of crowded. So I decided to cut in this switch here, and it's just a Atlas snap switch I had laying around. It's actually damaged quite a bit. So I cut it in and I had it, and things worked, but due to the damage, the point rails don't actually connect with the stock rails good enough to transmit power. Nothing derails, but Atlas uses the point rails to conduct the power. So I wasn't getting any power to these 3 tracks minus the programming track, because that's feeded individually. So I was initially just like, well, I'm just going to rip up the turnout. I will solder little jumpers like I did elsewhere in my layout. And that's what I did. But, and I'll show you how I did that. If I can zoom in. So I just took some wire and soldered it to the underside of the rails. So basically, it acts as just a little connection and it conducts the power. But while I was doing that, I decided to do a project that I've really wanted to do for quite some time. So you'll notice there's a gap here, and there's actually a gap on each stall track. And instead of using insulated rail joiners, which I had done for my programming track, I actually don't have any, so I didn't want to wait. I just went ahead and made gaps. No big deal, no derails. I can always fill them in later. But, so then I wanted to do, I had to provide power to each one. And the whole project that I've wanted to do is kind of revamp this area. I talked about a turntable, and I just don't have the space for a turntable, really. Or the money. Right? So, I can't exactly justify buying a $400 turntable. Well, it's $350 approximately for the one I was looking at. I think the 210, at least on Walther's site. That might even be US, so it might be $500. Regardless, I just don't have the space. It would take me months to save up that much. So I was like, all right, let's add this track. Now we have stall 1, stall 2, stall 3, we have fuel, and we have a repair in place. I used to have both my C424s here. They're now multi-units. My FAB set is in there. I've got my S2, and you can't see it, but right behind the shed here is my RS3. And part of the kind of lore or the fictional history of my layout, due to space and money constrictions, they just store their cabooses, vans, whatever you want to call them, in the fuel depot, because they're only needed when there's multi-units. In my fictional history, the caboose is not required for one engine, as they had already went over to a 2-man crew. But anything more than 1 unit, or for an extended period of time, then the caboose is required. So I've only got the 1 caboose. I might get another one, doubt it. Just have the 1. I did upgrade it, actually. That's something I can show. So I put metal wheels on it, metal Katie number 148s with the whiskers, and now it rolls super nice, and that's nice, yeah, because it just had the really terrible couplers on it and just some plastic trucks, which you can actually see if I kind of zoom in behind. You You can see the plastic trucks and the repair in place. I did add an extension. You can't see because I've zoomed in too much like a bonehead. If I zoom back out, I did add a small extension because I plan to put a small building here, a little shed for the repairs, whether it be for a rolling stock or locomotives. So I thought that was kind of neat. But basically, when I made the gaps, obviously I need to run power to each stall individually, and I've been wanting to make shut-off switches for a long time, and I've had the switches for a long time. I ended up ordering, for our wedding we had these big loves, it was a love sign that lit up, it was LOVE, and they all had LEDs. We got it off Etsy from like China, and some of the switches were broken, some of the LEDs were broken, so I ordered a bunch of the switches and fixed it, but and had a bunch left over, but never used it on mine. So I'm just gonna move you guys. If I come over here and we look down, this is extremely cheap and easy, so don't judge, okay? This is my new control panel. Wow, that's really terrible. Should really lower the camera. I'm just gonna do that now. I'm not even gonna cut it out because I'm still pretty sick, so please excuse my sniffling and crazy voice. And I don't want to edit this, I just want to do it in one take. There we go. So you can see here we've got, and this was super quick, super easy. It's a printed paper from my printer, stuck glued onto some thin board I had with the holes drilled out. So you can see I've replaced my PM42 circuit breaker lights on the right there. So, and I don't know if this is going to show up, but if I short out my branch line, yeah, you can see the light goes off, and then if I take that off, it comes back on. So that's nice. And then I have my stall track. So number one, now that doesn't have sound, so you're not going to hear that turn on. This you will. And then that's the third with my RS3. My programming track still acts the same. Program, off, and live. So the light only goes on for live, and the repair in place. And I like that a lot because it really bothers me when I come in and you know, I want to run one train, and maybe I don't want sound in the background. I always had to go through and mute all of the locomotives. I couldn't find a default mute like in the CV values, and I didn't look that hard, so again, don't quote me on that, but I didn't look terribly hard. But so every time I, you know, came in and turned everything on, I had to go through the 3 locomotives, which wasn't a huge deal, but it's still kind of a pain. So this actually does everything for me, and this is something I wanted to do for a very long time. So it's pretty cheap and easy. Eventually, when I put the fascia on, I'll get things replaced with like really nice stuff. Right now you can see it's inconsistent because the more I touch it, the more toner comes off, because our fuser's kind of on its last leg. We got to get it replaced, so it's not sticking the tone to the paper, so it comes off the more I touch it. But it came out really well, actually. I'm really happy. A lot of people on Facebook, which again, I post all of my stuff on Facebook as I do it, you know, even if it's a picture, quick video. So if you're not, you know, already, or if you're on Facebook and you're not a part of my group, just go ahead. I always have it posted in the description. Just go check it out. It's just, you know, some action shots, shots of me working, you know, little projects I'm working on. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm going to wrap this up under 10 minutes, which will probably be my shortest layout update ever. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Again, sorry for my sniffles and voice. I'm pretty sick. I'm actually, I was off work for the last 2 days, and I'm just kind of feeling okay now. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to mention any comments, criticisms, questions down below if you like this video. Don't forget to thumbs up it, and if you're not and you want to be, and you want to watch more awesome videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. So until next time, guys, enjoy your bacon.